Talk to her? Oh, okay. Sophie, hi, it's Ron Hoon. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you perfectly.
Great. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, of course.
We're a couple of minutes out. Do you pronounce your last name Boukatch or Boukatch?
It's Boukatch. Sorry, I tried to phonetically spell it out. I was like,
oh, yeah.
I don't know if I got it right.
Well, believe me, I get plenty of people who get Hoon wrong, and it's even one syllable. My gosh. Anyway, okay, hang on. Here we go in about 2 minutes. It's 10 o'clock, and this is Fox 10 Talks. The pictures coming in from the overnight fire of a massive blaze in a huge home on the far eastern edge of the valley. A lot of people dream about having a home out in that Gold Canyon area, but look at the fight that firefighters were up against as this blaze was absolutely roaring. And so we're going to be talking in about 2 minutes' time here live with the folks at Superstition Fire and Medical to learn what we know so far about this massive blaze. If you've just come across us, good morning, everybody. I'm Ron Hoon. Syleste Rodriguez is going to join here in a few minutes. This is Fox 10 Talks. It's 2 hours of information and conversation. Once we wrap up our regular news on Fox 10 TV, you can catch us on YouTube on Channel 45. That's a great option for you as well, Fox 10 Extra. And, of course, on the Fox Local app. Let me also tell you what's coming up this morning. We got a big-time movie star, more like a TV star, I guess you would say. Mario Lopez is going to be joining us. Something happening here in the Valley that he is very excited about. And we're ready to roll out our poll question, if you are as well. Ready? So here we go. It has to do with health care in the USA. So, as you know, there's been a lot of talk about maybe going with a government-run health care program, but right now you guys don't seem to be buying it too much. We're going to talk to a guy who is trying to promote that concept, single-payer, government-run health care in the U.S. So grab that QR code right now, and you can let us know what you think. We're also, it's just the funniest coincidence, I was in Davos a few days ago, and I was thinking about you guys here on our streaming show, and I thought, I'm going to show you around the scenes here behind what you don't see on TV, the big speeches and all that kind of thing. So we're going to meander the streets of Davos, so you'll really see what it's really like. But first, let's get right out to Sophie Boukatch, who is the PIO, the Public Information Officer with Superstition Fire and Medical. Sophie, this was some kind of blaze last night. Can you give us some of the basics here? We've got the video from what was going on last night. What time did it hit? And Gold Canyon's kind of a vast area. Where in Gold Canyon was this?
Yeah, so Gold Canyon, if you're not familiar with the area, is just a little bit more kind of east-south area on the way to Florence from Apache Junction. The house was kind of tucked away in the Gold Canyon area up in the hills. The call originally came out at 6:32. Our crews got on scene in less than 5 minutes, so an amazing response time from our crews. We found the house pretty well involved by the time we got there. The fire had pretty much fully engulfed the garage. We noted that it started extending to the second floor and to the roof already by the time we got there, which is incredible considering our fast response time. Our crews were able to go interior and make sure that there was no people or pets inside. We cleared the entire first floor, the entire second floor. And by the time that we were still interior trying to start the firefight, some drones noticed that there was fire involvement above our crews. So at that point, we decided it wasn't safe to stay inside anymore due to the fire involvement and some of the structure instability. Decided to pull out the crews, go to a defensive posture, and about 60 seconds later is when we had a partial roof collapse. So really good timing on our part to make that decision.
Okay, so then were you able to determine were the homeowners home at the time? I know there's some people that have beautiful homes out there in that area that it's like a second home situation. What do we know about the homeowners?
We don't have all that information at the moment. We did see the homeowner on scene. We evaluated him for just some minor injuries. He did have his dog with him too, but he ended up refusing transport. So we don't know the full situation with that, but there was some bystanders that came by the fire station as well before the initial call got to the 911 dispatchers saying that there was smoke in the air and there might have been a house on fire. So amazing response even just from the community looking out for each other. And
then finally, what about the investigative work? Tell us how that unfolds now.
Yeah, so we had our fire investigator respond, I believe, around 7:30 last night. We were still actively in a firefight, so not much for him to walk around on the scene yet. But we do have our fire investigator from Superstition Fire and then 2 Queen Creek fire investigators out there right now. They were working last night. They're probably going to be working for a couple more hours today, trying to find the seat of the fire and where that started.
Okay, that's Sophie Boukatch joining us. Superstition, Fire and Medical, and it's a vast area they cover. Boy, it's impressive that you guys got out there in 5 minutes flat. Sophie, thank you.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay. So here we are now at 10:05. Syleste joins us. Well, good morning, Syleste.
Good morning, Ron. Good morning, everyone.
So we have a lot going on this morning. The president, they're flying over the ocean on Air Force One, and all of a sudden the lights go out.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about you, but I want a fully functioning aircraft, even a fancy one like Air Force One.
Well, you would think, especially when you're over the ocean.
Yeah.
Did anybody do the checks? As they're approaching the tarmac, the runway, they have a list of things.
I forgot to check on the lights to see if they work.
Does anybody have any spare light bulbs, please?
Maybe that's all it was. Anyway, they had to come back. Eventually, the president got there, and the big announcement this morning, and the stock market is all of a sudden up triple digits.
Oh, fortunately, my goodness.
He took military action off the table. Here's what he said.
We never asked for anything. And we never got anything. We probably won't get anything unless I decide to use excessive strength and force where we would be, frankly, unstoppable. But I won't do that. Okay? Now everyone's saying, oh, good. That's probably the biggest statement I made because people thought I would use force. I don't have to use force. I don't want to use force. I won't use force. All the United States is asking for is a place called Greenland, where we already had it as a trustee, but respectfully returned it back to Denmark not long ago after we defeated the Germans, the Japanese, the Italians, and others in World War II. We gave it back to them. We were a powerful force then, but we are a much more powerful force now.
So I just happened to be in Davos the other day, literally, and I was thinking about everybody who watches our streaming show. And so I thought, I'm going to show you behind the scenes. Now, what you're about to see, Syleste, this is take one, but Renee is cracking up at me so much, I have to go with a take two. So first here's the outtake from take one. Ready? All right, so this is Davos. And what's so funny? Wait, what is so funny? What?
This is Davos and it's just your face.
This is the Hooner in Davos. So, I mean, you got to not just keep the audience happy, you got to keep Renee, my wife, happy.
Actually, she might be the number one on the list. You have to keep her happy. I have to say, though, it's funny, our spouses, they get a kick sometimes out of the things that we do behind the scenes. How great, though, Ron, and I asked Ron this for all of you who are with us this morning. I said, off camera, was it a coincidence that you happened to be in Davos the week before, or did you plan it that way?
Yeah. It was really that I had to use some airline certificates by the end of January. Okay, so here's the main report. Let's go.
Welcome to Davos, Switzerland, where this week more than 60 heads of state are going to be meeting right at this conference center, along with over 800 CEOs and chairmen of the world's biggest companies. They all come to this little Swiss ski village kind of hobnob with each other, but also to see if there are certain areas where maybe deals can be made or agreements can be reached between various countries. and possibly companies from around the world. President Trump will be here with what they say is the biggest U.S. delegation to ever attend this Congress meeting, the World Economic Forum, with multiple cabinet secretaries. It'll, of course, be interesting to see what he has to say. There's so much focus now on Greenland and Venezuela and other parts of the world as well. So, yeah, he's going to be here. But, you know, celebrities will be here, too. Over the course of many years, some of the biggest names out there from, well, Bono. He's almost like a regular here. Shakira. Anyhow, I want to show you around, show you a little bit about what's going on here that you won't see on TV with all the coverage. We're going to go right down the street. Okay, so let me orient you a little bit. There is the Congress. There's kind of a cool old Swiss building, the Schweizer House. But come on down the street with me here and check this out. So what happens is certain countries and even businesses come in and basically take over a building for a while. And this is the USA House. I think it's super cool that they are even reminding the rest of the world, hey, don't forget, the greatest country in the world is celebrating its 250th year. So that's the USA House at Davos in prime real estate, not very far away at all from where the Economic Forum is going to be happening. Here's Dr. Sven Schultz and his operation. It's just, so I mean, life does have to go on in Davos. Here's your tour, still going down the street. All right, with all this traffic coming through town, I am reminded, and here's a furniture, events, and exhibition truck being unloaded. You've got all of these businesses taking over buildings, all the construction and everything going on, the millions, the tens of millions being spent all for 1 week. Here's another AI slogan, where AI meets ROI, the old return on investment. Let's come on down the street just a little bit more. The further you get away from the Congress Center, the more you get into regular everyday life here in Davos. For example, this diner right here. Come for the food, stay for the party. Boy, that's one thing. You know, I saw one comment, I guess you could say, that was made by somebody out of Silicon Valley who said more deals get done in Davos at these late night parties between midnight and 2 a.m. in the week of Davos than get done in 6 months in Palo Alto. That is saying something.
Wow.
Yeah. So AI everywhere up there, but frankly, all the talk today is about Greenland. Will it ever become part of the U.S.? All right. So today we have our mystery cam. We want you to guess which city in Greenland this is.
Oh, this is not Greenland. I'm like, hold on a quick second.
It's in the U.S. Give us your guesses. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, welcome back to more of FTT. We are the chaotic but good hosts.
Yes, we are.
Chaotic but for good.
That is something. Celeste. Yeah, AI actually characterized us as, yes, Ron, chaotic.
Yes.
But chaos can be good at times.
Apparently.
You know, at least we're going to make it true.
Okay, that was fun. I'm glad you guys did a little AI analysis last week. So I'm just trying to figure out where we think you can see. I believe I see kind of a dusting of snow. And then off in the distance, the hills have snow on them as well. And there's some mountains. So the question is, where do you suppose we are?
So we have a few guesses here.
Yeah.
Lewiston, Pennsylvania, says Halakita, which is very specific.
Yes, right.
Maybe she's from Lewiston. I don't know.
Well, Dean, who picks the cameras, is a Pennsylvania fella. So
yes, he
it could
is.
be Pennsylvania.
Yeah, he's quite tall. Do they have a lot of tall people in Pennsylvania?
It's weird, but they're way taller than, say, the New Jersey people. I don't, or what else is around? Maryland?
Yeah, Maryland.
Way shorter than the
my gosh, Massachusetts, Boston. Don't tell that to any of those Boston.
No, I know.
Yeah,
and on the other side, Ohio? Well, they're giants in Ohio.
They must be eating their Wheaties. Okay, we got a Tennessee
Chaos,
from Frankie D.
Okay.
B. Miguel, Massachusetts. New England, Louis Gonzalez, and then we have a few others. I think we saw in Idaho up there as well, Ron.
I like Frankie D with Tennessee. What are you going to go with?
I'm going to go with Pennsylvania.
All right.
Yes.
Ready? Here comes your answer on the mystery cam, ladies and gentlemen.
Here is the mystery camera answer. Lewiston, PA.
Oh, it is.
So Halakita, she must know somebody there or have family or friends.
Maybe she was born and raised in Lewiston.
Yeah.
Or Lewistown, is it? Or Ton?
It's,
is there a W in there?
Let me say there is a W. Sure. Lewistown.
Lewistown, PA.
So maybe she's a descendant of the Lewis.
Yes.
Of the Lewis family.
Sure, of Lewis and Clark fame, something like that. Okay, well, anyway, now you know, and sure enough, they've had plenty of snow, and I mean, they are really in the deep freeze in the eastern half of the country. All right, so what else is coming up today? We've been talking about Davos, and there'll be more headlines coming up. It's interesting. Clearly now you see why the president was so determined to get over there, even though Air Force One was kaput almost, was to get over there and make the announcement. People, calm down. We're not bringing in troops, because there were some Danish troops that actually came onto the island. Like we're going to have a shooting war with Denmark.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
But he said, we still have to have, and here are the reasons why. But so he's going to try to go with intense negotiations, and we'll see what happens.
Well, we have seen over the last week or so, some people say that there are concerns about Russia potentially, taking over Greenland or efforting that.
Russia wants to rule the Arctic. Yeah. There's no doubt about that.
And so that has been, I think last week when you were off, we had some experts on, and they were sharing from overseas their thoughts on that. Yeah. Something that actually is pleasant to see is that stock market rebound. Yeah. Last week with all the chatter with Trump wanting to take over Greenland and make it maybe a U.S. territory or the 50, first state, the stock market kind of took a plunge. Like it was in the red for several days.
Yeah, right.
But we've seen that a bit of a rebound here this morning, which has been a pleasant sight.
And I was in Switzerland when all this was going on, and I was trying to catch more coverage. But like 90% of the channel, if you live in Switzerland, you have to know German, French, and Italian, because 3 different languages and then they have a language called Romansh.
Oh, Romansh.
Romansh.
What is that? A mixture of
like a conglomeration
of all of them.
Of I think more
Romanian, French.
Of course, Celeste.
French.
Because you are the representative Romanian here on the streaming show.
I am Balkan, Ron.
Let's talk about photo radar in Arizona. Big update for you this morning. It just passed out of committee, so it is moving right along. The argument it is. From the folks who are supporting this, and it passed on a 6-4 vote. Now it's going to go to the full House, it looks like, and then the full Senate. But the whole idea is let the voters decide once and for all. So we thought what we would do is do if you're ready for it, a poll Q-Re-Q. This was yesterday's poll question. Let's jump right in, Celeste, here and see how the numbers were kind of wrapped up. I think once we hit 24 hours, we have a pretty good idea of what you guys think. Right now, 47% of people said no, keep them, they force people to slow down. But 35% said, yeah, they're mostly moneymakers for these cities. And 18% said, what we really need are more officers on patrol, not more cameras. How about on YouTube? What did you see there?
So on YouTube, 3.7 thousand votes in one day. We have 54% of that number saying, yes, they're mostly just moneymakers for these cities. Yes, get rid of them. That was what they were voting. 25% said no, they force people to slow down. And 21%, what we really need are more officers on patrol, not cameras. Around the same number of people said 18% on the television poll, 21% on the YouTube poll. Those numbers are pretty similar in saying we do need more officers. What's been challenging with that, Ron, is that you have all these big bonuses that police departments in the Valley they've offered, and they have recruited a pretty good number of officers, but there's still a shortage of officers in almost every single city.
Yeah. Well, I see the signs right across the street. We got the police station right next door, and they say top pay, max pay is over $100,000. Yeah. I think $107,000.
And that's not including the bonus, I think.
Hey, let's bring in, we've been looking forward to chatting with Wendell Potter. He is an American advocate for health insurance payment reform. Wendell, thanks for joining us today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
I like to go to this website that analyzes. Here's how this is Influence Watch. Here's how they describe it. You tell me if you think this is fair or not. The Center for Health and Democracy is a left-of-center advocacy organization that supports enacting a national government-run healthcare system, also known as single-payer healthcare. Is that fair? Is that a reasonably accurate description?
Actually, no. I work very much on a bipartisan basis to make sure that we're working toward a better healthcare system to make sure people are getting the value they're paying for. Big insurance companies that I used to work for have become parts of big corporate conglomerates, and to the point that they're now making us pay $27,000 on average for a family policy. And we just can't afford that anymore. Not only that, but they're making us pay a lot of money out of our own pockets. I work with Republicans and Democrats in Congress, and there's a lot of bipartisan support for remedies to where we are right now, to address some of the abuses of the health insurance industry. I've spoken before the GOP Doctors Caucus as an example, and I know that the doctors are very concerned about something called prior authorization that's prevalent in the health insurance business. I've talked to members who are pharmacists who know firsthand about how these companies are interfering with people's ability to get and afford the drugs that they need. So we're working in a very bipartisan way to try to make sure that people are getting better care and care that's affordable and get it when they need it.
You know, Wendell, how do we get around the lobbyists when you talk about making some of these changes within government, making it easier for people to get the health care and even for a lot of our seniors, the medication that they need?
It's true. And this is a fairly recent phenomenon. The big insurance companies have bought big companies called pharmacy benefit managers. And the three biggest ones are owned by Cigna, where I used to work, United Health Group, and the company that also owns Aetna, which is CVS Health. Those three companies control 80% of the middle part of the pharmacy supply chain. 80%. So they determine which drugs we have access to, whether it's going to be paid for at all, and how much we'll have to pay for it out of our own pockets even before their coverage kicks in. It is why their practices is why so many people go to the drugstore expecting that they can get their medications, but find that they have to pay hundreds of dollars in many cases before their coverage will kick in. That's why we're seeing so much outrage from Americans directed toward these companies. I'm seeing poll after poll that's showing that Republicans and Democrats are saying big insurance companies have gotten out of control, and they do control our health care from cradle to grave increasingly.
Will we ever get to a kind of a true single-payer system in this country? We see what's happening in other countries. Will we ever get there?
I think that unless there can be real reforms to this industry, and I don't know that we'll ever get that, because as they have become Wall Street traded companies, they have to serve their shareholders first and foremost. And that is why we're having to pay so much for health insurance and health care and out of our own pockets and not get the care that we need. It's a system that is badly broken and has been now for some time. There is increasing support for at least an option for people to enroll in a public plan. That may be a path forward. We could, I think it may be inevitable that someday we will have a national health care system or health insurance system like most of the other developed countries around the world have.
You know, Wendell, I wanted to ask you a little bit about, we mentioned about the future of healthcare. What about certain organizations like, MIDI Health? That's something that's popped up on the gram, these kind of concierge type services that keep the payments low, give you what you need, do full lab work. Everything is Ways to Well. That's another one that Joe Rogan has really supported.
How about Doctors on Demand?
Doctors on Demand. Well, that's still using, though, insurance. I'm talking about those. Do you think we're going to see a rise in like these online concierge services?
I do. I've been seeing that increase over the years, and there can be a role for that. But what it is showing is that health insurance is not is not as valuable as we once thought it was. People are circumventing if they can, and also keep in mind that you can go to the drug.
Oh, hold on one second, Wendell. If you can hear. Go ahead and repeat if you don't mind. I think we had an issue with the video, but continue on, my friend.
Yeah. I think increasingly people are realizing that their health insurance is not valuable, and people are going to the doctor and going to doctors that don't take health insurance. And people can realize, you need to know that you can sometimes go to the drugstore, not show your insurance card, and get your medications cheaper than if you use your insurance card. That's madness. On the downside, though, a lot of folks are low income and just don't have the ability to use concierge medicine. It is something that I think people with means can and will do. I go to a dentist that doesn't accept insurance. So it is something that is growing in this country, but it just shows that our system of health insurance is really badly broken.
Well, we got 10 seconds left. How can people reach out to you?
Reach out to us at the Center for Health and Democracy. It's a nonprofit organization. We also publish a newsletter called Healthcare Uncovered. It's free. All of our content is free. It's on the Substack platform.
All right, Wendell, thanks very much for your time today. Hope you'll stay in touch.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on.
Wendell. I feel like I learned so much in that interview. He was amazing.
Yeah, no kidding.
Look at this beautiful shot. Wow. I know where this is, Ron.
Oh, we all know that one, right? There's only one Mount Rainier, but there's a lot of clouds covering Seattle. We'll be right back. And we welcome you back to more of Fox 10 Talks. Let's roll right into our poll question today because it's based on this interview. Is it time for a single-payer, government-run healthcare system in the USA? 30% of you saying, yep, it's working in other countries, it can work here. But 57% say no. If the government starts running healthcare, that'd be a disaster. 13% say, how's about you go halfway? Fund Obamacare, but let people keep their private insurance. What are you seeing, Celeste, when it comes to YouTube?
So, Ron, we have about 1,000 votes in just the last 45 minutes. Is it time for a single-payer government-run healthcare in the USA? 57% say yes, it's working in other countries. It can work here. 32% says no, the government running healthcare would be a disaster. And 12% say fund Obamacare, but let people keep their private insurance. So that's a quick number. And we do have a lot of comments on this one as well. Dave, do you want to go over a few?
Come on, Big D.
Happy to. And this is the reason why these poll questions are so good, because people chime in on all sides. SEM4502 says it's not working in other countries. The government will tell you it works, but the users will tell you otherwise. GHJDRERTU says, look at Obamacare. It's a government-run thing, and it's a disaster. We don't need the government running our health care. Franz Frunzner, 4086, says it's the only way to stop those skyrocketing health care costs, and it works everywhere for the last 100 years. And finally, Miller Repin 4452 says, I think it's too early to implement single payer. Keep improving the quality of Medicare until it is good enough to stand as a public option. Really interesting takes. Keep them coming, everybody.
Okay, so then there's this other topic, Celeste, that we should probably get into. Maybe you heard the headline that APS is looking for a 14% rate hike starting this summer. So this would be their fourth since 2017. And you know what's on people's radar screens?
What's that?
These data centers, they eat up a lot of juice.
Yes.
And I have a story about that coming up. But this is, they're already starting to get input. And some people are, they're a little bit frustrated by it. Here we go.
I'm here today because I'm scared. I'm scared what another rate increase means for my family.
The last rate hike has boosted my bills 500%.
If you're a marginalized community, if you're elderly, you're fixed income, and all of a sudden now you have another $200 a month in bills, what are you going to do? That's why we had 600 heat deaths.
We all know it. We all feel it. The cost of living is just exorbitantly expensive. People are scared that they're going to encounter this predicament. It's not like a choice to turn on the AC or not. It's a matter of life or death. So if people aren't able to afford their AC, what are they going to do?
Okay, so it's attracted the attention of the Attorney General, Chris Mays. She gave us a statement. It says, giving APS another rate increase after making more than $600 million in net income last year is outrageous, and I won't stand for it. So she says she's going to try to fight against it. We'll see what happens. But then, Celeste, you know this story about OpenAI and all these data centers that are going up. It's interesting that they're going to start building their own little miniature power plants.
Yeah, so the company unveiled its Stargate community plan this week, and we're talking about this, the data center energy costs. They're hoping to keep them in control, but they're not entirely sure how this will work. So it aims to keep energy costs low for operations in some of the local communities. OpenAI says data centers will have their own plans depending on the community they're located in. So let's say there's a big data center run off of the 202 and 32nd Street.
Okay. That
community would have its own plan for how, that's regulated. The $500 billion initiative, though, is backed by major investors, including Oracle, and also has the support of President Trump. The announcement comes after Microsoft announced a similar plan with the intent to reduce water use at its data centers across the U.S. because it's not just power, but it's water as well. That is the big concern.
And then there was another one back east that said we're going to put in a kind of a natural gas facility so that we are not sucking the power off the grid that would otherwise be going to the houses nearby. Well, so we'll see how it all plays out.
Well, and the interesting thing, I'd like to see APS's information on the power that is sold back to them by some of these Tesla owners that have instituted the solar panels, and they sell it back to APS.
Okay.
So that would be interesting. Are they getting a lot of power in return?
Okay.
Yeah,
it's a good question for sure. Hey, one other thing here. Look, we're all wearing our blue.
Yes,
and
we are.
we have Tom
Hi,
Horne
good
here,
morning.
the Superintendent
Welcome.
of Public Instruction. Let me open your mic. We could almost call you a frequent guest. This is not your first time around here on Fox 10 Talks.
As I mentioned to you earlier, I love being interviewed by you because you're always so happy. You obviously enjoy life.
Well, I get to work with Celeste, and so she keeps you on your
Oh,
toes.
sweet. Yeah. Thank you, Ron.
How do you think the speech went yesterday? This was your one chance to lay out your vision, what you want to see for education over this next year.
Yeah, I think it went very well. I spoke about two things. I spoke about school safety because parents expect that their children, when their children go to school, it's a safe place. And I've done a lot in that. And I spoke about helping the schools improve academics, which I consider to be the main job of the Department of Education.
How do you feel it can be improved from where I know we've seen some test scores rise, but how can we make some real strides?
Well, so I mentioned some of the things that we've been doing. One of them is called Project Momentum, which is shown by data to be the most effective way to help schools improve their academics. And with the schools that did Project Momentum, the students learned twice as much in the same period of time as the average for the state in English, and 3 times as much in math. And one of their projects was the bottom 5% of our schools, and after a year, 70%, 80% of those schools were no longer the 5%. So it's had quite a bit of success.
What's that program? Is it like an online program for the students, the teachers, both administrators? What is Momentum?
No, we send people from our department to the schools, and they work with the superintendents, the principals, and the teachers, and they help the teachers with their teaching. Is it changing curriculum then, or the type of math they're teaching, or the way that they're teaching? No, it's helping them teach better. Okay, and it has tremendous success. Absolutely. I spoke about tutoring. The federal government gave us a lot of money. It was called ESSER, federal money, and my predecessor gave money to a number of organizations that weren't going to have better academics. So when I took office, I clawed that money back. I put it into tutoring, and over 20% of the students in tutoring made 6 months progress in one 6-week session. So, tutoring has been proven to be the most successful way. Well, you've opened the door here talking about other people that have either held the office or maybe want to hold the office. Mm-hmm. You're running for reelection. Yes. This is really a chance for us to try to find out from you why you think you would be the best choice. Voters are going to have to make a choice here a little bit later this year. Well, I've done a lot in terms of school safety. I've raised the number of police in our schools from 180 to 565. And that's really important, and I need to keep doing it because there's going to be a lot more demand. I think schools without a policeman are playing Russian roulette with the lives of their students because you've seen what has happened in other states. Mm-hmm. I've done a lot in terms of, and I talked about this yesterday, things like Project Momentum and tutoring. When I took office, I thought I was shocked at how low the proficiency rate was for the Native Americans. And so I told our Indian Education Office to change their focus to helping them with academics. And a number of districts more than doubled their proficiency rates. And one of them had 2 schools that were above our statewide average in math and reading. So that was quite successful. I campaigned against cell phones in the classroom. You can imagine what it would be like to teach. Thank you for that as a mother of school children. Spoken as a mama. Yeah, you can imagine what it would be like to teach kids with so many distractions. There's scrolling on their cell phones. Yeah. It's ridiculous. It is. So I pushed that, and the first year that we got the legislature to pass it, but the governor vetoed it. Whenever I appeared on programs like this, I would urge the audience to write the governor and ask her not to veto it the second time around. It passed a second year, and this time she signed it. And so now kids are no longer scrolling on their cell phones when teachers are trying to teach them. That's,
that's big.
We have just a few minutes here before we go to a break, but I wanted to get to something else you spoke with is the ESA program. Arizona has always been a leader when it came to school choice. You've made it also very easy for families to continue to choose the school that best fits their child.
Yes.
And as a mother of 3 children, I know every child is different, right? God created them differently. How do you hope to kind of either move in the same direction, or are there things that you'd like to change about it?
Well, as far as moving in the same direction, when I took office, there were 11,000 participants. Now there are over 100,000. Now, it's not a challenge to the public schools, because in public schools we have 1,200,000. But we have a family with 3 students, 2 of whom are doing just fine in the local public school, but the third one's needs are not being met. So now they can find a school that does meet the students' needs. And I don't understand how anybody could say the parents don't have a right to do that unless they're so immersed in ideology that they lose sight of the interests of the students.
Yeah, especially if your child has special needs or is dyslexic or things like that. There are different schools that can help them.
Yes, but 80% of our schools are in regular private schools where they feel like they're getting better academics. So if public schools don't want to lose students to private schools, they need to work harder on their academics. Competition makes everybody work better. That's why the United States was prosperous and the Soviet Union was poor.
Well, we've only got about a minute left. We had the governor on not too long ago, and she said we have to take a hard look at this whole ESA program. What are the arguments that you're hearing against it? And is there a real move there at the Capitol to either eliminate the ESA program or dial it back?
Well, there is effort, but I don't think it'll succeed. I mean, we've gone from 11,000 to over 100,000, showing how successful it is and how it meets needs of students whose needs are not being met in the traditional school, unlike the overwhelming majority whose needs are being met. But one thing that I did, my predecessor paid anything that parents asked for if they had money in their account. And so some things that were paid for were not legitimate education expenses, like ski tickets. And that, and SOS, which is against this program, would go on TV or radio and say, look how they waste money, they pay for ski tickets. So I established 2 rules. Number 1.
Hold on. I want to hear both those rules, but you know what rules around here? Commercial breaks.
Yeah, we
notice that, Celeste?
We got to pay Dave's salary.
Yeah. Can you stick with us for a couple more minutes?
Absolutely, as long as you want.
Okay, there's Dave. Yeah, that's what we got to do. Keep Dave happy.
Well, he bought that new shirt, Ron.
Back in 2 minutes.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Beautiful shot there. Kind of a foggy morning in one special city around the country. Let's get right back to Superintendent Tom Horne. You said there are 2 rules that you instituted with the
You guys left the viewers in suspense as to the 2 rules. First, every expenditure has to be for a legitimate educational purpose. We don't fund anything that's not education, unlike some of my predecessors. Secondly, it has to be a reasonable cost according to market prices to meet the needs of the student. Nothing is, unnecessarily luxurious. And those 2 rules have helped a lot. In addition to that, I hired an investigator that we never had, and I hired a auditor that we never had, because I'm a former attorney general. I want to fight fraud with every ounce of my body. And we're doing that.
I'd almost forgotten about that.
Right? Thank you for reminding us of that.
Real tenure in state government. 1 minute left. Here's a comment from Unoriginal says, we can't staff schools because the minimum wage for almost every position is, they're saying, so low. Teachers shouldn't be making, this comment says $15 an hour. No wonder they're going to private schools. What can be done? What are teachers making in Arizona, and what can be done to improve it?
No, they're making a lot more than that, but it's still not enough. And every time I give a State of Education speech at the legislature, every year, I emphasize they need to use the land trust, which has lots of money, part of Prop 123, and devote a lot of that money to raising teacher salaries, because right now we're losing more teachers than we're gaining. If nothing were done and that trend continued, we could end up with 0 teachers. Imagine how the public would react to that. So we've got to do better by our teachers, and they deserve it. They work hard.
Yes, they do. We appreciate our teachers out there. Thank you for all you do.
And we appreciate your time coming in. I'm sure we'll be staying in touch here as we work our way through 2026. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me, and please have me back. I enjoy being with you.
We will. Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a good day.
Here's a story that everybody seems to be talking about, Celeste. I don't know which Buc-ee's this is, but it's not the one in Goodyear.
Not yet.
Because there's no snow in Goodyear, number 1. And number 2, it's not finished yet, but I guess they're getting pretty close. So I don't know about you guys. By the way, Bella joins as well. And I just think that they just made an announcement that the newest Buc-ee's is going to... We thought we were going to get the biggest one, you guys, in the USA out there in the West Valley in Goodyear, but it turns out that now they're going to be slightly bigger by like a couple thousand feet at the newer one in Florida. I'm so excited about Buc-ee's, though. I'm so excited.
But the same number of gas pumps, I think. 120.
You dug into this, Celeste.
It's a lot. The Buc-ee's in Arizona is going to be 74,000 square feet.
And the new one in Florida is 76,000, so it's like whatever.
Are we taking an FTT field trip?
Oh, we should.
Where's Big D?
I've never been to one, so
we got petty.
We should go. Big D from Buc-ee's on opening day.
Buc-ee's could be the new sponsor of the show. We could have Buc-ee's cups.
Sure, we could.
Dave could dress up as Buc-ee.
Let's see if he's on board with that. Yay or nay?
Big D. Yay.
Sure he is.
Whatever it takes for the show.
Yay!
Wow.
I love that idea.
So, but neither of you guys have been to one yet, right?
You have, Ron, right?
I've been to 3 or 4 of them, including one in Katy, Texas, that the boss comes over to my desk here several months back. He's like, that one that you just did a story on? I've been to that very Buc-ee's. But they're all basically the same. I mean, they have these unbelievable bakeries and fudge counters.
Yes.
And, I mean, you walk in and just the aroma of the place is incredible. They have artwork on the walls in the bathroom.
So, wow.
You can't... it's hard to think of anything that you could not get at a Buc-ee's.
Wow, they're trying to attract the art aficionados.
Yes,
so here's...
And you can buy it, too.
Oh, you can buy the art also.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
What were you going to say, though?
I was going to say, you're standing at the urinal and you're like, wow, that's a beautiful painting.
Is that Van Gogh?
I'll take that Van Gogh. Yeah. No, the question I had for you, Ron, was do some of the Buc-ee's have like some local items in them as well? Or are they mostly just all the same?
I think they're mostly all the same kind of everywhere you go.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one thing you appreciate about them. It's not like you're walking in. It's not what you expect. It really is what you expect.
Very cool.
Hey, one other story. The folks at Harkin Cinema, I love that they do this. If you had a choice, you guys, they're launching the Harkin Secret Cinema program once again. So you walk up to the window, you buy a ticket, you walk in and you sit down, and it starts, I think, this coming Monday, and it's usually around $5.
Yes.
And you get a first-run movie that in many cases hasn't even debuted except at one or two locations.
There's one caveat to this, is that they did share that this coming Monday's movie is rated R. So don't take any children.
Oh, okay.
Because it's a rated R movie coming up.
Yeah.
But usually, it's pretty PG.
Okay.
I think so.
Come on in, Big D. We're going to get Bells some headphones.
Thank you.
Yeah, we got Mario Lopez in a hizzy.
Yeah.
And we have to have... And Jimena también. Los dos están con nosotros esta mañana.
Oh, yeah.
And Bells needs to listen.
Okay.
She needs to hear.
Love it. Anyway, anybody going to partake in the Harkin Secret Cinema?
What time's the movie again?
It's Monday at, I don't know. We'll have to figure it out.
I'll probably be
Go to their
napping.
website. Yeah.
If there's popcorn,
In our
I'll be
lives, we
there.
There you
work
go,
and
Bells.
we nap. I mean, we like to think of ourselves as the hardest working people in showbiz, but actually, there's Mario
And Jimena.
and Jimena.
Good morning, you two.
And you guys might be harder working than us. How's it going?
good morning.
Very well, very well.
Yeah. Okay, so Mario, we talked a little bit before you appeared here with us about how you're really excited about something that could have an impact on boys and girls right here in the Valley through the Boys and Girls Club of America. What is it?
Well, it's a really cool contest. Last fall, Cox Mobile invited high school students from all across the nation to submit a phone case design for a chance to win a scholarship up to $25,000. And we're here today to celebrate 22 of the finalists who are one step closer. One of those being Maybelline, who's from the area, your neck of the woods. And in March, Jimena and I, along with a panel of judges, are going to announce one winner. And we're asking America, the public, to vote for the second winner, the fan favorite.
That's amazing. Jimena, you are the 2025 Boys and Girls Clubs of America Youth of the Year. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, as my mother was a single mom and my nana and tata helped raise us as well, I spent a lot of time at the Boys and Girls Club. What does that mean to you, to really be selected for this and to be a spokesperson on behalf of the organization?
Yeah, I'm very proud to get to represent over 3.5 million kids all across the country and to get to represent not just my parents and their journey, but also my community and my amazing Boys and Girls Club alongside my mentors. I think that it's all because of them, all the mentorship that they have given me, the opportunities, it all led to this opportunity. And I'm just very, very glad and happy to be here to represent.
Well, it's so cool. Tell us how this program works exactly, because I'm sure we have some young artists in the audience today who are like, oh, I would love to have a chance to do this. What do they need to know?
Well, you got to be a student and a member of one of the clubs, and we've got there's so many clubs across the nation right there, and you basically submit your phone case design, and winners will be selected. You go to cox.com/phone case contest, and you can vote there. You can submit. You can get all the info you need on that website there.
Yeah. I think Cox is your sponsor.
Yeah, big sponsor. Mario, I wanted to ask, for years, obviously, you were in the homes on Saved by the Bell and a lot of the other shows connecting with teenagers. And I love that you're still connecting with the kiddos, of course, and the youngsters through the Boys and Girls Clubs. What keeps you going, my friend? What keeps you, inspired with these youngsters?
Well, the club specifically had a huge impact on my life. I grew up going to these clubs. Both my parents worked and kept me off the streets and out of trouble. And there was a sense of community there and people that really cared about me and exposed me to great programs like the theater program and wrestling, which both had a huge impact on my life. So I never try to forget where I came from and give back whenever I get the chance. So I'm happy to support programs like this and continue to raise the awareness level.
That's a great thing.
Mario, let's talk about this reverse aging program that you're enrolled in. I don't know exactly what it is or what you're doing, but I swear you look younger today than you did 10 years ago. What's the situation here?
That's very nice. It's very nice, and I appreciate that. I don't know. Tequila is a strong part of my life.
You work out, I would bet, most days, right? And a healthy diet and all that goes a long way.
Yeah, I mean, coincidentally, I'm also the health and fitness ambassador for the clubs, and so I always try to encourage people to make take their health seriously and fitness seriously, because that should be your number one priority. Because if you don't have that, what good is anything else?
You know, when you talk about tequila, you use it like a toner on your face, or is it something like you're soaking your body in?
Celeste, now you're making it weird. But go ahead if you want to answer the question.
Yeah, just drinking it, he said.
Hey, what else is on your radar screen? We watched you, of course, in Dancing with the Stars. Everybody remembers you. They're probably ready for yet another sequel of Saved by the Bell. You're so busy with Extra. You've done Access Hollywood, etc. I'm sure you're plenty busy. Any new projects, though, on the horizon?
Well, every day you can see me on the daytime talk show Access Daily, and then at night you can see me on Access Hollywood, and then you can hear me on the radio on my nationally syndicated radio show, On with Mario. So I'm feeling very fortunate and blessed to be as busy as I am with those things every day, and continue to work on doing different movies and holiday movies and producing different projects. So, all that, again, I'm grateful for, but I get excited about participating in programs like this and really getting to help out a lot of kids.
All right, Mario, thank you. Jimena, one last question for you. We have about 30 seconds left before we wrap. What do you see in the future for you? What are your dreams looking ahead in the next 5 to 10 years?
Of course. I am actually hoping to become a lawyer one day because of the experiences and the fortunate experience that I've had with the Boys and Girls Club. I've had exposure to a lot of advocacy work, and because of that, I'm very passionate about public policy and law, and I hope to pursue that career at Columbia University this coming semester.
Oh, amazing. Congratulations.
A club kid that got on the right track and is doing the right things in her life, and I'm really excited for her future, and it's very inspiring. For us adults out there. Know that
I love it.
Kids
it's
like
amazing.
Out there.
All right. We got 3 club kids here. Do you guys spend time at the club too? I know Mario, Jimena, and I did.
A lot of stories there, that's for sure.
All
right, you guys. Thanks so much.
All right, you got it. Take care, guys.
Yeah, much love in the future.
Bye.
Much success.
That was fun.
Yeah. The Boys and Girls Club, it's a special place. I spent a lot of time there as a kiddo.
It's really
Yeah,
special.
it is.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Bells,
Really
it's good to
sweet.
see you here, Bells.
Good to see you guys.
I know. Did she look beautiful in her polka dot blouse?
Yes.
Thank you.
I was about to compliment you, but once again,
you.
Celeste beat me to the punch.
And she's wearing pearls to go with it, Ron. It's all about the pearls.
So it is.
Thank you.
Can you believe it's already time to scoot out of here?
Oh, darn.
Yeah. Well, that's because Anita and Des are up in 2 minutes. Or wait, is it tied today?
Have a
Yeah,
great
it's
day,
tied.
everyone.
Okay,
I think
bye.
it's Ken's.
Oh, Ken's.
Hey, everyone. I almost said Tuesday. It's not Tuesday. It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday.
And then all day I thought it was Thursday, so I really have no clue what's
It's a day that ends in Y. There you go.
Wednesday. You know, Ty always says he hates Tuesdays. Ron says Tuesdays are terrific and the most productive day of the week.
I feel like the way I feel about Tuesday is the way most people feel about Wednesday. Okay. To me, Wednesday is like, ooh, we're on the second half of the week.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You know, anything that isn't a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Actually, I don't even like Sundays because then you have to go back to work the next day.
I love Sundays. Sunday is like my favorite day of the week.
It's a down day.
You know, it's just like relaxing.
I like Friday afternoons. I get home from work. We do a little bit of grocery shopping. And then I like laying down on the couch and knowing I don't have to get up at 1 o'clock in the morning.
That is probably a really good feeling. Yeah. And you know what I also like is I started to make Fridays, like once work is over Friday.
That's it.
That's when the weekend starts.
You have to unplug.
Because it used to be Saturday for me. So now it's... What about you guys in the chat? What's your favorite day of the week?
We want to hear about that because we're
talking
Wednesday. There we go. Good morning, Frankie D. Thanks for watching, you guys. We are going to get to our first guest. We're going to talk finances.
This is a fun one, especially this time of year.
Well, this is where everyone makes that New Year resolution. Hi, Mark. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
I think after fitness, finances are probably one of the top resolutions people make.
The 2 Fs.
Yeah.
Fitness and finance to start the year.
Not the good ones. Not the good ones.
Yeah, financial fitness. How about that?
There you go.
Okay, I like that a lot. So what, I guess... have we seen people making different types of goals, different financial fitness goals for 2026 versus years past?
Yeah, the top of the list this time around, a question we asked going into the holidays, what is your top financial goal for 2026? It was to pay down debt. It's easy to understand why more people have been leaning on credit card debt as a means of just sort of affording necessities, in some cases, luxury purchases as well. But, we know the number one problem with the economy here for quite some time has really been the direct result of inflation. That's affordability challenges. And so number one is to pay down debt. The average credit card interest rate for new users, those people who have very good credit scores, is just a tad under 20%. We know there are plenty of people that are paying annual interest rate, effective interest rates of 25 and 30%. So paying down credit card debt, if you're not sort of retiring that debt right away, is a good goal. The second most important goal that people cited was essentially to find a better paying job or get additional income. In that latter category, it can be all about participating in the gig economy and just having some additional money rolling in.
For those of you at home, go ahead and share your questions with Mark. I'm sure he'd be happy to chat about those. Mark, you mentioned credit card debt. How much debt are we talking? Because, we were talking about after the holidays and a couple of our coworkers were saying that after holiday credit card statement really hits, because even though you're trying to manage and save, you look at it and you thought, how much did I spend? So are we talking about...
I always tell my husband December kind of doesn't count. It doesn't, because you got the holidays, you're buying gifts, everything's going to cost more, but you can kind of reset in January. So maybe what do you advise for people to really set themselves up for success the rest of the year?
Yeah. Well, that's a great way of putting it, because now is the time to start saving for the next holiday season, because we know it's going to come, right? And for those who celebrate Christmas or other holidays at the end of the year, whether it's Hanukkah or something else. And so the worst strategy is to not do anything, right? Is to just say, life happens and, I'll deal with that later on. No, because there is a very high cost of that and it's unnecessary. So what I would advise is have a dedicated savings account through whatever financial institution you're currently using. So set this account aside and use direct deposit to fund that on an ongoing basis. And you should have a general idea about how much money you're spending over the holidays. And that could be including for travel, for meals, and gifts. Seems like a fair number of people end up buying something for themselves as well as others during the holidays. So, hey, go ahead and budget that in there as well.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, I mean, hey, I'm a fan, right? And I know what my sizes are, right?
Yeah.
So if you think about the total, and if you're paid twice a month, divide that total by 24, and know how much you need to fund that savings account for your holiday gift purchases or your holiday activities.
Let me ask you this. If you do have a considerable amount of credit card debt, can you call the credit card company and try to get that debt cut down a little bit? Can you talk to them about those interest rates? Can you make a plan with the credit card company directly to help you pay that off? And is that even a good idea?
It's a great idea, all of the above. The other thing that you can do, and I'll talk more about those in a moment, the other thing you can do is that 0% debt transfer offers are fairly common in the credit card world because they want to get you sort of into their system. And so it may be you're getting snail mail offers through the United States Postal Service that are offering you those offers right now. You can look at bankrate.com and look for those kinds of offers as well. And essentially what they will do is give you a grace period of between, let's say, 18 and 24 months, during which there is no interest charged at all. So 0 is pretty good, right? And so I don't really want people to have to go month after month carrying debt, but carrying interest-free debt is a better outcome. And absolutely, the best thing you can do, whether it's a credit card issuer or an auto loan issuer or whatever it is to maintain sort of a constructive relationship with them. And in the form of the credit card situation, asking them if they can reduce your interest rate is absolutely a viable option, and very often they will comply. And you can simply say, I ran up maybe a little more debt than I expected to over the holidays. I want to continue to be a good customer with you and to use this card in the future. And they'll respect that unless you don't have a good track record on paying your bills. So number one, pay your bills on time, and that has a benefit of also helping to keep your credit score higher, which qualifies you for borrowing and keeps you in good stead with lenders of all kinds.
All great information, Mark. We really appreciate it. How do people get a hold of you if they want more tips and tricks and info?
Well, I work for Bankrate.com. You can find me on social media at Hamrickisms through the usual platforms, but Bankrate.com has been around since 1976, providing free and trusted information to help people solve their financial problems and to achieve their goals.
Okay. Well,
Mark, thanks for joining us this morning.
Yeah. Have a great day. Thank you. So the other big topic, we were talking about fitness.
Yes.
And I think health goes hand in hand with that, right?
Yeah.
So I thought this was really interesting when I got the pitch, is that we all know of Walmart, right?
Yes.
There are Walmarts everywhere nationwide. And what you might not know is that they have a pharmacy inside.
Yep. Right there at almost all locations.
I think so. And so nice and close to the mic for us. Hello. Good morning. Welcome in. You are Ian?
Yes.
And you are a pharmacist at Walmart.
Correct. Yep.
You guys are doing what?
So this Saturday from 10 to 2. This Saturday from 10 to 2, we'll be there doing a wellness event. So we do these quarterly, so 4 times a year. We're there, we're out in the store, we're outside of the box that is our pharmacy, and we get to spend a lot more quality time with all of our patients. So this will be across every store in the country. So over 4,600 stores we'll be doing this in. But yeah, so we're offering, free health services. So blood pressure checks, body mass index checks, glucose checks. For a small fee, also doing lipid panels, so your cholesterol checks, and A1C, a long-term measure of your blood glucose. So yeah, it's just a great way to spend more time in the community than you would otherwise get from any other healthcare professional. We're the most accessible.
That's awesome. I think we were just talking about finances. You related it to health. Sometimes like finances and also health, people put it off due to fear. So a wellness event like this, it's kind of you're surrounded by like-minded people. Kind of tell people what, you walk in there Saturday, what that's going to be
Let me add to that too. Fear, but also finances. Because a lot of people don't have the health insurance, the benefits, and they cannot get to a doctor for the copay to get that simple blood pressure test or a glucose test or what have you.
Yeah, so many people self-treat as well, right? They just go to the store and use the blood pressure monitor that's there, or maybe they have one at home, and they can't really make sense of the numbers they get, or they're not doing it appropriately. They're not checking their blood pressure after they've kind of settled down for a while, or haven't had a caffeinated drink, and so they're getting readings that aren't as valuable as one that you can get from us, where we're there, we're professional, we can take your results and make sense of them for you and maybe guide you like in the next direction where you need to go from there. I'm sure a lot of people haven't even ever gotten their blood glucose checked, right? You don't really feel a whole lot of effects from that if it's not that high. So you come here, you get that reading in a way that you couldn't otherwise get, and then you can get help in the next direction if it is high.
Yeah, like Kenzie said, what is that atmosphere like? Are we waiting in line? Are we making appointments? Are you just popping in?
No.
Do we have snacks and drinks? Is it a little bit of a party?
So it's really conversational in a way that's great because you have that full 4 hours of time there. You come to the pharmacy window, even that can feel a little rushed sometimes, right? Maybe there's a person behind you. Here, we're there, we're in the store, we're away from the pharmacy, so it can be as conversational as you want it to be. You can spend as much time there as you want. I wouldn't say there's like big lines ever, but if we're doing like a couple different like health services at the same time, yeah, you might wait for a minute. There's chairs. In addition to like myself, a pharmacist, there'll be like another pharmacy technician there. There's also associates from the Vision Center who can help you with eye care needs. So yeah, there's several people there that you can interact with for as much time as you need. So it's great. We're just, the most accessible people that you can have. So it's a good way to spend a lot more time than you would otherwise get.
Yeah, and you said you guys do this quarterly. I feel like the start of the year is a great time to kind of get your annual checks in. You mentioned Vision as well.
Absolutely. So a lot of people, the first time I did this a few years ago, I wasn't sure what the turnout would be, what like the level of engagement and excitement would be. I was preparing for it, and I'm there, and they tell me, oh, there's a few people waiting to get like their check. I'm like, oh, wow, I was not expecting it at all.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah, they've been doing it for since 2016.
Oh, right.
I think. So a long time. So it's kind of built momentum. I think people get a little more excited about it every time because they know it's a thing that's available. We advertise for a little bit, doing it here right now, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's good to like get the awareness out. So
I think people really appreciate it. And I would imagine yourself as a medical professional, you went into this business so that you can help people. And this is a broader way for you to help, to give back and make a difference, really.
Yeah, you spend a lot of time like in that box that is the pharmacy. So it's a really rewarding way to step out of that box, use a little more of your brain, have more meaningful conversations with people in a way that impacts their lives. So yeah, I had a person in the last one where their glucose was like in the high 200s. It's really elevated, and they didn't realize it. They didn't know. Maybe they're in an area that's a little underserved. They don't have great access to healthcare. So this was just such an easy way for them to have that first touch point that like might change that person's life ultimately.
Yeah.
30 seconds. We have to hit a commercial break. Tell everyone how they can find all the information that'll give them what they need to know for Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, on Walmart.com, you can find anything you need, but we'll be there from, like I said, 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. No appointments necessary. Come spend the time that you want to, as much time as you want. There for the health services, for vaccines.
And that's it. All Walmart locations?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. This Saturday. Thank you so much for joining us.
We'll put all that info up on the website. Appreciate it. We'll be right back, folks. 2 minutes. Okay, welcome back in, everyone. Changing gears. We're going to talk about the Chandler International Film Festival. I don't think I've ever been to a film festival.
Sounds so fun.
It does. It sounds very important.
You should. This is going to be 10th year.
Oh, okay.
Nice. So that's a big one.
Yeah.
A decade.
Yes, yeah.
Nice and close to the mic for us. If
right.
yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay.
Because sometimes they don't pick up. What does a film festival entail? How many films? How many days?
So we have over 125 movies in a 10 days long festival starting this Friday and till February 1st.
Okay.
So yes.
How does that work in terms of purchasing tickets? I've heard, different things of, you pick out certain films you want to see throughout the week or stuff like that.
So they can go to the website chandlerfilmfestival.com and they can see the schedule with that movies and they can click on it, just purchase right there. They can buy either individual show or they can buy a day pass or the entire festival pass.
How long have we been doing the Chandler International Film
This
Festival?
is the 10th year.
10th year.
Yes.
Would you say 10 years and growing? Are we seeing more films? Are we seeing more interest from people?
Yeah, so this year we expand to 3 cities. So it's Chandler, Gilbert, and Tempe.
Oh, wow. Look at you.
With the 18 venues.
That's incredible. So over 10 days, 18 venues. What are the types of films that we're seeing? I mean, because it's different than, what you might see in theater. These are very creative.
Yes, it's an international festival. So we put it like around 35 countries, which we put it here. And it's have a short, documentary, animation, feature, all of that mix on that.
How do you pick the movies? Because again, it's international. So many countries, so many producers and directors and actors. Do people submit? Are you actively looking?
So we have a submission too. They can go on the website and then they submit. But we're also actively looking also. So we reach out to some production houses or some distributor or sales and we see some good movies or some is going on a TIFF or Oscar. So we look at that too and then we invite them to, submit through us. Yeah.
That's very cool. I bet this is just a fun atmosphere and to be around people like-minded that love this kind of stuff. I don't think we mentioned when it starts.
This Friday.
This Friday. Okay, kicking off this Friday in 10 days.
That's right.
Wow. Do you have to dress up? Is there a red carpet? Are we wearing jewels? Are we getting our hair done?
Yes.
Or am I going to be able to show up in my sweatpants, sir?
So it's our opening night is have a huge red carpet. Definitely it's like, where we have a lot of celebrity and filmmaker who walk on that.
Something like this?
How fun.
Yeah.
And I bet for a lot of these people that have submitted films, I mean, it's a big deal. Friday, this is a celebration for them, too.
And then the closing, we have award ceremony where we get a lot of people come out. It's usually sold out both shows and a lot of red carpet on that day, too. So definitely, with in a formal dress.
I just saw you in one of those photos there, up on the stage, a big smile on your face and clapping. What is it like to put this on? And also, 10 years is a big milestone.
Yeah, it'll require a lot of work. We spend over, 3, 4, 5 months ahead of that when we're doing it. And there's over 150 people who work on this festival.
Wow. What is your background? How did you get in? I don't know if you produce, if you direct, or did you just say, I love films and we're going to bring a film festival, an international film festival to the Valley?
So I'm a producer and director. I've been producing last 18 years. I did 25 Hollywood movies.
Wow.
So that's my passion. That's my, full time. And doing festival is just to support other filmmaker and giving back to the community. So that's why I created and doing this.
Okay, give us some titles. What have you worked on? This is exciting.
So our last movie called Woman in the Maze, we shot here locally. That released 121 countries.
Wow.
You can search that. It's called Woman in the Maze.
So what does it take to have a movie released in that many different countries?
It requires a lot of work. We spend 8 months to close all the deals, but 121 countries, that's huge.
Yeah.
What is it like for you to see a film that you've poured everything into finally air? In a film festival or a setting or any type of setting, and that's what a lot of these filmmakers are going to experience this week.
So, it says so much. Actually, every movie is done, somewhere here, there, in different settings. So we love that story and we want to tell that to, we want to show that, how is it done on this and that. So that's why we bring the filmmaker. They have a Q&A. They talk about what struggle they've been through or how they did it. So we go through all that in a festival. Wow. Also, we have a workshop. They also learn that, what they can make it better. So we try to put it all together at the festival.
What is the most exciting part? Is it the beginning, the red carpet, that opening night where you don't know what to expect and you're anticipating? Or is it that final few moments where the curtain is closed, the last movie was shown, the last Q&A has been answered, and you know you had a successful film festival?
So I think every single event is very exciting for everyone. For my special one is like after party where everything is finished.
Oh, man after our own hearts. I see.
Like everything well
see you
done.
there. Yeah. So where is this after party this year?
It's gonna be in Chandler downtown.
How fun!
Yes. Yeah.
So is that an open invitation, or you need to be?
Yeah. No, it's open invitation. All of the after party, anybody can join. So if a local person, they can just join and meet people over there too. So yeah, it's open.
This is fun.
What a fun community event. I'm sure even people locally, but everybody that's coming in for this and to be surrounded by like-minded people. Because I thought what was interesting is it's not just the films that are being played.
Yeah. Not just a film. It's more than that. We try to do as much we can for all of the filmmaker and for attendees, so we try to create the event where they can remember forever.
Yeah, I love that.
Okay, one more time, sir, the website where people can get tickets, please, and we'll make sure to put that up on our website as well.
It's at chandlerfilmfestival.com.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
We really
today.
appreciate it.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks so much. So we just can put that up there, you guys. This begins Friday, and thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Chandlerfilmfestival.com. We'll put all that information up.
10 days long 10 years.
Yeah, that is
Wonderful.
exciting. So we can do a couple of things, Kenzie.
Yes.
We can talk about, I thought this was really interesting. We've got like 6 minutes left. We can talk about the Sunday or the winter.
Yes, the winter uglies.
Winter uglies, you guys.
Have you guys heard of the winter uglies?
I said it to Kenzie the other day. I think it was Monday we were chatting. And I said, listen, I'm not feeling my best.
You're
not physical, not sick.
No.
Like, I don't feel cute. I don't feel put together. I don't feel like, I don't know.
Well, there's just times of the year where you feel better and you don't, right? It's like, is it the glow? Is it the...
But here's the thing that we have, I'm looking this up, winter uglies.
Winter uglies. It's a thing. So basically, if you haven't heard of the winter uglies,
okay.
It's kind of become popular on social media. People say it really has to do with you're maybe not getting outside as much. The sun shines differently. The vitamin D that you're getting is different from the summer. For girls, maybe you're feeling
pale and pasty.
And when you have a little more of a tan, you feel like you have a little more of a glow, and then your hair color looks different. And it all kind of ties in. Because for our jobs, we have to get fully ready every day.
Yeah, you do.
The hair and the makeup. And there's different times a year where it clicks and it doesn't.
I don't know. I think that I love winter and I thrive in cooler temperatures.
Well, it's been 70.
I know. So maybe that's why I'm not thriving, but I like the chill. I like the change of seasons. Yeah. I like being able to put on the winter boots and the cute sweaters and the beanie hat, and so that
it comes in waves.
It does. And but also you have a good, but now the sun shines all the time pretty much here in Arizona. So we don't have that seasonal depression that
it's
people
gloomy, cloudy.
Yeah, that people in the Midwest have. But
we were asking around the newsroom
and
a
everyone
lot of
feels
people
it.
Were like, oh my gosh, yes.
Jasmine, our managing editor, said the same thing. She's like, I feel better in shorts. I feel pasty. Yeah. I don't feel cute.
It's just different.
I don't know. No one's chiming in. No one.
I feel like it's dry here all the time, but in the winter
it's really dry.
It's different.
We went to Hawaii at the in the beginning of January, and it's so humid and lovely there.
And then you
I came back. Yeah, right? I was struggling with that one. Well, and Lil Fala, that's what I'm saying. But
I know it was like 77, and I think a high UV index the other day. But it's different. It's still.
But the days are still shorter.
Yep.
You have.
I think that's part of it. I get off work and the sun is basically down.
Because you're
I wake
usually
up in
a
the
day
morning
shift.
and the sun is down.
Yeah,
that's why I like the mornings.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways,
we'll weigh in because I about the winter ugly. Sometimes you're just not feeling it. I heard this this morning, and I thought this was interesting. That there are classrooms in New Jersey that are bringing back cursive handwriting.
I love it.
Did you learn cursive in school?
I did learn cursive in school, and you had to write in cursive, I think, until maybe you got to middle school. Like, everything was written in cursive. And I remember when I heard that kids weren't learning cursive anymore.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
I don't remember how long ago this was, but I remember I was in 3rd grade when we started to learn cursive. I was so excited because I felt so fancy and grown up.
Like I was going to write a letter.
Yeah.
And my grandma would send letters.
Yes.
And I think maybe even as a girl, you compared your cursive with other girls in the class.
But it's also everyone's writing is so different, whether it's cursive or
regular.
What's regular called? Anybody? Brian?
Anyone in the chat?
Anybody? But Brian's not even paying attention.
I just think kids need to, those are things that it's like a rite of passage almost, right?
I agree completely.
Or like, can you imagine if kids were like, what's cursive?
Well, they are. My goddaughter is 16 and she doesn't know what cursive is.
Okay,
but
and Frankie D said, I think I still know cursive. It's one of those things, even if I haven't written in it in a long time, you know
Do you ever switch back and forth?
In a sentence? Or
like when you're writing a card, sometimes.
I think if I write a card, sometimes
like
going to
in
write
cursive,
or not.
Yeah.
Or the end of the sentence gets a little...
but in New Jersey, they're going to be
I like it.
mandating it in 3rd grade.
Okay,
we have less than about a minute, and I thought this was a great one, too.
Yeah.
It's supposed to rain and we're going to talk about soup.
Oh, okay.
It's not on here.
Okay.
It's supposed to be cold and rainy this weekend. And so which is a better soup option? Chicken noodle, folks, or tomato?
I got my answer.
Okay.
Where are you at?
Tomato.
Me too.
Tomato with grilled cheese.
With a grilled
cheese. Okay. So there's...
And your grilled cheese has got to be crispy. I've actually learned that mayonnaise is better than butter to crisp it in the pan.
Do you put it on both sides?
Yes.
Oh.
Crisp, and then multiple cheeses, low and slow. Cook it low and slow.
So a chef once told me put a little bit of water in the pan.
To steam
and then you put the lid over it so the cheese melts really gooey. But that's after you get that crisp.
I'm going to have to make this weekend.
So chicken soup is higher in protein, B vitamins, and zinc, known for helping fight common cold symptoms. Tomato soup is high in vitamin A and C, contains lycopene, antioxidants known to reduce inflammation, heart disease. Did I say that right? I can never remember how to say that. Both soups downside, high in sodium, but the winner is tomato since it's a little bit more nutritious. I am making Soup Friday.
Tomato soup with grilled cheese. I still know cursive. Yeah, I've never loved the chicken noodle.
No, tomato all the way.
And chicken noodle makes me think of being sick. Or tomato soup all the time. And it's crazy. We're going to get winter here, but I've seen winter everywhere is going to be really bad.
Yeah. Okay, bye guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the continuation of Fox 10 Talks. We are the streaming show that people are talking about, not just all over Arizona, but we have viewers in many other parts of the country and even a few around the world. It's Ron and Des. And by the way, if you are watching us in the cold weather part of the country, say hi. Let us know what your weather situation is. This is Poplar Grove, Illinois, Des. And, I don't know. Who knows how much of a deep freeze this winter's going to be. But we did see those pictures out of Russia. I guess those are legit.
Are those real,
I have not been able to track down video that we can use. It's pretty simple. Any video from around here, of course, we shoot it, we can use it. Most video from across the country we're able to get access to, but the stuff that's really far away. And I don't think there's a place on Earth that's much farther away than the Kamchatka Peninsula in Russia. You know, Russia has, I think, 11 time zones. Can you imagine?
You were telling me that, and that was wild. I didn't understand that fact about Russia. That just goes to speak to how large it really is.
Correct. I think it's too big.
Yeah.
I don't know what
larger than it appears on the map with 11 time zones.
But
wow.
I do like these countries that are pretty sizable and they just have one time zone. I kind of think I would like it. It would be less confusing if we were all on the same time zone.
You
know?
Yeah, just make it easy.
Because you're trying to call your parents back in Buffalo and you're like, well, now are we 2 hours apart or are we 3 hours apart? That kind of a thing.
I prefer the two. Like, let's leave it how it is right now.
See, I like it 3.
You do?
Because football game, Monday Night Football, starts at 5:30 instead of at 6:30. I know, it's ridiculous. It's all about the football all the time. Anyway, good morning, and thanks for hanging out with us. We had, Des, last hour, a guest that joined us for just a couple of minutes. Let me pop up that shot here. We had somebody who, this was the PIO at Public Information Officer at Superstition Fire. This blaze was a dramatic situation. I think even more than when you and I were on the air in our, hold on here, there we go, in our 6 a.m. hour, we had the kind of the nuts and bolts, but listen to what she says was really going on in those crucial moments after they arrived.
The house was kind of tucked away in the Gold Canyon area up in the hills. The call originally came out at 6:32. Our crews got on scene in less than 5 minutes, so an amazing response time from our crews. We found the house pretty well involved by the time we got there. The fire had pretty much fully engulfed the garage. We noted that it started extending to the second floor and to the roof already by the time we got there, which is incredible considering our fast response time. Our crews were able to go interior and make sure that there was no people or pets inside. We cleared the entire first floor, the entire second floor. And by the time that we were still interior trying to start the firefight, some drones noticed that there was fire involvement above our crews. So at that point, we decided it wasn't safe to stay inside anymore due to the fire involvement and some of the structure instability. Decided to pull out the crews, go to a defensive posture, and about 60 seconds later is when we had a partial roof collapse. So really good timing on our part to make that decision.
Can you believe that?
No.
I mean, of course, their first job is to save lives, if at all possible.
Of course.
And they get in there and they're like, all right, this is not, there must be something either with the sound or as they're observing the roof line. They get out of there and 60 seconds later, that roof collapsed.
That's devastating. I mean, it's a good thing that they had the judgment to evacuate when they did. But, I mean, you don't see this every day. A home that large and to have multiple portions of the roof just caving right in. Yeah, that was very dramatic.
Hey, one other story that we thought was kind of interesting was the Rams going viral for their unique way to overcome the cold. Now, as you well know, they played, there have been some cold weather games, right? We've seen it from Buffalo to
I'm a little jealous I didn't learn about this hack when I lived in Buffalo my whole life.
Tell us what it is, exactly.
So apparently it came out that, I don't know where they got this from or who told them to do this, but they put cayenne pepper on the bottom of their feet. And they say it's the same sort of effect when you eat cayenne pepper. Obviously, it's spicy enough to make your mouth hot.
Right.
And you taste the heat.
Right.
But same thing for the feet, I guess. Your foot is able to feel that heat and absorb that.
Yeah.
So that was the hack. you guys, to stay warm during the game.
I was skiing a few days ago, and my hands always get cold. I'm wondering what's going to happen. I'm not committing, but I think I might rub a little cayenne pepper on my hands, before I slip them into the gloves and start swooshing down the hill.
Try it, right? I was like, I'm sure their feet were a little stinky after that. But
for sure.
Hey, and the players said this worked.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, can you believe it's already time for the Lunar Festival here in Arizona? We're pretty excited about our guest joining us today.
Gong hei fai choi. Did I get it right?
That was perfect.
Was it really? Nice.
Yes. Jane? Well, Jane and I met last week because we highlighted the festival on the morning show.
Yeah.
But I wanted to have her in because we got an important deadline coming up.
Yeah. Was that Japanese that you were speaking?
No, that was Cantonese.
Oh, Cantonese.
Yes.
Okay, let me try my Mandarin. Do you also speak some Mandarin?
Yes, I do.
Wo hin wei. Do you know what I just said?
What did you say? Wo means me. Yes.
Wo hin wei. Apparently, there are words that you can pronounce like 4 different ways. It means, I don't know why this is the one phrase, but when I went to China, it means I'm so very tired.
Wo hen lei. Okay, yes. Almost there.
I know. Well,
I didn't mean to be insulting, but you taught me, and I was hoping that I still
that was perfect. That was perfect.
Yeah.
So we're so excited to have the Lunar New Year Festival back, and that important deadline, ticket sales, end tomorrow, right?
Ticket sales end tomorrow, so we are very excited to be here.
Yeah, so walk us through the event. It's at Kiwanis Park in Tempe. What time does everything get started this weekend?
It gets started at 4 o'clock and ends at 10 o'clock. We thank God because City of Tempe and City of Mayor Woods have been super, super supportive of us. So we are the official Lunar New Year Festival of the City of Tempe.
Great.
Oh,
so it's Saturday and Sunday.
Yes, both days.
I always like to kind of talk to the video. So we got the entertainment coming up. Tell us what people are going to be seeing.
Oh, you're going to have live performances of Kung Fu, Wushu. It's like watching movies in real life. And you've got lion dance, dragon dance, and we're going to release water lanterns out into the lake. And then it's a lantern festival. So it's at nighttime. It's beautiful.
Have you done this before with the lanterns on the lake?
Absolutely. We did it for our Moon Festival several months ago because it's a big part of our culture, putting out the water lanterns, setting your hopes and your dreams free for that next coming year.
I was just going to ask, why do you guys do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Because water lanterns, actually lanterns in general means unity and wholeness together. And it's like the light in you, right? So then we built the lanterns together. We set them free together. It's a whole community celebration of family and culture.
That's amazing. And you had me at that, to be able to experience another culture in this way and to be able to watch, I love how you described it, movies in real time. So Saturday night, what is kind of walk us through that day's events? When is the live entertainment? When is the parade? When is the lantern release?
Right. So at 4 o'clock, our event starts, and then performances start around 4:30 or so. You'll see Kung Fu, Chinese dance, saber fighting, really cool. And then at 6:45, we're going to get ready for it, and we're going to line up for our Dragon Parade at 7:15. And then afterwards, 7:45, everybody sets out the lanterns into the lake. It's gorgeous.
Oh, wow. I can only imagine.
What'd you bring with you here? I keep staring at it.
Yeah, I brought our lucky lions. They have names. This is Toto. This is On, and this is Fuk. And then Fuk means blessing, Toto means love, and that one means peace.
Really?
Yeah. Nice. So they all have names, and then they all symbolize different things. So lions is a very auspicious animal for us.
Okay. And are folks buying these at the festival? Or
Absolutely.
How does it work?
Cool.
Yeah. So we have different lantern packages. Water lantern, you send it out into the lake, and then we have lion ones. Then you can build it on your own with your family and friends, and you join the parade and walk together. It's really cool.
That's amazing.
Yes.
For folks that have never experienced this event too, the food, right? Food is such a big part of all of our different cultures.
Absolutely.
What are they going to get to taste?
Oh, they're going to get to taste everything. I mean, Asians are the biggest foodie. We don't even say, how are you? We say, have you eaten yet? That's our greeting.
How do you say it?
食咗飯未?
食咗飯未?
Yeah, very good.
Yes, man,
That's
you're going to show up.
She is. she's got the pronunciation down. So yeah, for us, food is huge. It's always about family coming together, eating together. We think it's a very wholesome bonding moment where everybody just sits down. No matter how busy you are or where you are in the world, you come back together to celebrate Lunar New Year, you eat together. And so we've got the Hawkers Night Market. We've got 30 plus food trucks, food stalls, and everything. So it's huge. You get to taste all the street foods.
Wow. And similar as to what happens on Sunday, are you doing a parade on Sunday?
Absolutely.
Release? Oh, you do?
Yes,
okay,
both days. Yeah, we want to make sure everybody gets the full experience whichever day you come.
Oh, that's nice. Wonderful.
How many years have you guys been doing it now?
Oh, we've been doing cultural festivals for years.
Okay.
So yeah, cultural festivals. We do international martial arts tournaments for Asian martial arts and everything. So yeah.
I feel like the Asian community is growing here in the Valley.
Yes,
and it's such a cool time. Finally, we're getting nonstop flights to Asia. I wondered when that was ever going to happen. Yes. You had the one airline announce that I think it was China Airlines, and then like 2 weeks later, Starlux comes in and says, not so fast. We want to fly into Phoenix too.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, I am so proud of our Asian culture, and we're very appreciative of everyone who's so welcoming of us. I think that's the spirit of America, where we all come together and celebrate each other's culture.
And you're big on family. Your mom and dad are off screen over here.
Yes.
They were so wonderful to meet the other day. And actually, your dad, I think, shared a fun fact. If, what did he say? If folks say Happy New Year in Cantonese, that there's like a tradition of the kids will get money or what
yes, it's
we
always
have about a minute left.
Okay, yeah, it's absolutely. It's about like always prosperity, right? That's what we celebrate in Lunar New Year. So yeah, so if you say 恭喜發財, then usually your elders give you red packets, and that's what the kids or unmarried folks look forward to. So like yeah,
with money in it.
Yes, with money in it, we get the red packets.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Great. So
all right, so
great.
Everything's happening in Kiwanis Park.
Kiwanis Park this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. We hope to see you guys there.
Here's a little bit more of that video before we say our goodbyes. So 24th and 25th, the Bamboo Blessing Charms, Lover's Lane Walk.
Yeah.
Okay, and then to be out there to see the lanterns floating on the lake, to me that just sounds so great.
It's
okay.
Great.
And the food, I had some boba the other day.
Nice.
It was so good.
Good. Yeah.
That's right.
Well, have a great time. Thanks for coming and seeing us. I bet you're going to get a lot of people out there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jane.
Thank you so much. 恭喜發財. Yay!
我很會. I am kind of tired now that I think about it. Okay, see you next year, too. All right, everybody, mystery cam time. Here we go. Where is this is about as generic as you can get. First of all, there's no snow. So we can eliminate Buffalo and Detroit, pretty much the whole state
Probably
of Michigan.
not
yeah,
Michigan.
right. Yeah.
Hey, it might not even be Florida because they got snow there too.
Yeah, I know. Iguanas falling out of trees. Let's see. So it's a town with a water tower, you're saying. That narrows it down.
Oh, I love it. Our chat's so active. They were loving Jane. Jenna, it's just, Jane's so pretty. She is beautiful. Beautiful soul, though. Just, I love when you meet people like that. She's just full of light.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway.
Well, we got one guess from Frankie.
All right, you guys.
It might be Texas.
Yeah, I think that's a really good guess. If you have any other guesses, I like to go sometimes with Brandon, sometimes with Linda, sometimes with Halakita. I know you guys are all out there.
Is like usually always
correct on it. Little philosophy is saying I will take Massachusetts for the win. Outlaw Dynamo. You know, the way this game works is we have a guy named Dean Fazzini. He runs all these mystery cams. He has literally hundreds. I think we're over 1,000. And then all you have to do is get the state right. So, we have Darren Lloyd. Finally, Tucson. No,
Wait,
I don't see the Catalinas.
Dynamo? Is that right? Is guessing very specifically Valdosta?
Okay.
Georgia?
Yeah.
I've never even heard of it.
Really? Yeah. It's I've heard of it, but I don't know where it is.
I'm gonna go with Outlaw then.
All right.
Because you're pretty specific. You must be confident.
I'm gonna go with Rob and Linda and say Oklahoma. Here comes Des, everybody, with the answer.
Oh, it's Jennings, Louisiana.
Oh, is that right? Here we all thought we had it. All the Georgias, all the Oklahoma. All right, Jennings, Louisiana. There you go. I want to go back to New Orleans. It's been a few years since I've been there. They have the National World War II Museum in New Orleans, and I went back with my dad a few years ago. And there are 5 buildings, and we had 2 days, and I think we saw 3 of the 5 buildings in 2 days. If you are into World War II history, you got to go.
You probably spent how many hours in each?
Well, sure. It was. We were probably 5-6 hours each of the 2 days.
Nice.
We did slip out of there to go to IHOP.
Oh,
I will just say. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about Gila County is saying, hey, look, this is the way the system is supposed to work. We pay our taxes. When we need help, we want help. And so we've got a number of Republican lawmakers who are reaching out to FEMA to say, look, take another look at the Gila County request for federal funding, disaster funding. We all remember those floods. And by the way, some of the video, in that very first night, we were sharing the video the next day about the propane tanks that were floating down the street. And sometimes the nighttime video just doesn't do it justice to give you the full feel for what it was really like. And there goes a propane tank. It was just unbelievable what was happening in that community. So that's why we also have some of those daytime pictures as well. And so the argument from Juan Ciscomani, Andy Biggs, Eli Crane, and David Schweikert, all saying, President Trump, please reconsider and get some of those FEMA funds to the good folks out there, primarily in the Globe Miami area. They were hit the hardest. The original estimates of $20 million worth of damage, they're now saying it's closer to $100 million worth of damage. So something to keep in mind there.
Yeah, they need the support.
One other question here. We got a guest coming up. We're excited about it. But before we get to that, there's a trending story, Des, and it has to do with the real heartbreak in life.
Losing the love of your life. But it's not, because apparently people would be more heartbroken if their favorite sports team loses a big game. So there's that.
I saw, this is so funny. So there's a survey by a sports betting website that found that for many sports enthusiasts, losing the game hurts more than losing that girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever. They found that 35% of NFL fans believe their team losing a big game, because they really all count right now, is more agonizing than going through a bad breakup. I wonder about this, right?
Then were you ever really in love? Is my question.
Well, look.
Maybe you weren't.
You know what? You're in love with the Buffalo Bills. I know that much.
I am. You're right. I'd probably rather go through like a big argument with my husband than had watched the Bills lose on Saturday.
I have to admit, it's been a few years, but I used to do this. If the Huskies had lost a game that I watched on TV, I would have to leave the house.
No. Smart man. At least you know what you need to cool off.
I needed like 15 minutes to just go wander the neighborhood. I saw the funniest video of this lady. I wish we had the rights to use it, but she says, I married a Midwestern man. And I have to tell you, Midwestern men, they'll forget to switch the laundry from the wash to the dryer, but they can tell you who had 212 yards in a game in 1997.
Incredible.
And so she says, my husband prepares himself for where he's going to sit on the couch before the game starts. They take it to that level. So I get it.
Yeah.
I definitely get it.
Yeah. Well, maybe you and Michael can finish chatting about this. Michael, I wish I could stay and chat. I'm a mom of 4. I'm going to watch this back and get all the parenting tips.
Deal.
So leave me some good ones.
Are you leaving already? Oh,
yeah.
golly.
Yep.
All right.
Slacking. I don't know what he's doing. Shooting a special story.
Ask him your one question. Then get out of here. Got anything you want to ask?
You were talking about parents knowing their triggers.
Yes.
Because you never really need to yell at your child.
Correct.
I love that. How do you identify and stay real with yourself? I'm being triggered right now. Here's what it is. And, how do I respond?
Yeah, absolutely. So the biggest thing in those situations is you have to know the physical signs for you that are coming up. So it's going to be increased heart rate. Your breathing is going to get different. All these different physical signs that let you know that you're getting escalated. And when that's happening for you, it is time to walk away. You have to get yourself away from that situation. You don't just straight walk away.
Give us a for instance.
Yeah, okay. So
over the course of no names or anything like that, but just experiences that you've become aware of that you've helped people through.
Yeah, I'm not going to use any names, but Desiree just left. So I'm going to go for Desiree.
Yeah. Right up to that mic so we can hear you.
Anyone with for Desiree, kids know how to press parents' buttons, and they'll press them for a lot of different reasons.
Right.
Sometimes it's to get attention. Sometimes it's a call for help, and then sometimes the kids just escalated for other reasons. And there's always a pattern to it. And so depending on what it is. So for instance, every time they come home from school, they tend to be a little bit difficult. They tend to not follow directions. They tend to not want to do what you're asking them to do. And it may just be that they need a break. But, they're going to say the exact right things in the exact right moments that always get you escalated.
Okay.
And so the easiest way to head off a pattern is to intervene before it starts. So as a parent, you're going to know this is going to happen. It's after school. I know what's going to happen today. They're going to come in the car. I'm going to want to talk to them. They're not going to respond. They're not going to really answer my questions. It's going to make me mad, which then makes the kid mad, which then presses your buttons. And then the both of you just escalate up and up and up.
Okay.
So for you, when you're noticing, I'm starting to get heated, I'm literally starting to feel a little bit hot. I'm noticing that my heart's going faster. I'm noticing that I'm really starting to get angry. That's the time to shut down. And then whenever you get home from the car ride, you just separate between the two.
Yeah.
And you just know that this is one of those things that always happens. It gets me every time. And so then you're going to say to your kid, I notice that I'm starting to get a little bit heated right now. So I'm going to walk away.
Okay.
I'm going to go calm down. And then we're both going to come back together so we can talk through what's happening right now. And that's a really great intervention because what it means is, one, things don't escalate. So nobody's yelling. The other thing is then you're modeling for your kid that when things start to get heated, we get away from this thing that's making us angry. We get calm, and then we get some repair afterwards. We resolve the situation.
How can you engage? Right. Let's take this scenario that we're all kind of walking through with you. You've shown up in school. You've sat in that line for 20 minutes. Your youngster hops in the car. I hear, for example, this is a conversation that gets repeated a million times a day. How was school today? Fine. How do you engage in a caring way to actually pull out a response that could maybe start a conversation so that it never even gets to the level that you're talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. So I deal with this all the time with the parents that I work with. It depends a lot on kid by kid and then even day by day. And so sometimes the kids are coming out of school and they have a great story that they just want to tell you. When that's happening, you just let them talk and talk and talk and talk. Some days, most days, is my experience with parents, kids just want to shut down for a while. Kids just want to turn it off.
Sure.
And if that's the case, school days are long. And we, as parents, we all reflect on like, well, you should have had my day at work, or you should have had my day at home, or whatever it is. That doesn't apply. It's stressful for the kids. It's hard for the kids. It's a big deal for the kids. And so for lots of kids, they just need to shut down for a while. Lots of schools locally now don't allow phones at all during the school day. So they're going to want to check their Snapchat. They're going to want to check their TikTok. And that's okay for like a half an hour or so. Go home. They can get a snack. Teenagers nap like crazy for a little bit after school. None of that is bad. But when they're ready to re-engage, then that's your time to engage. Then you start talking to them. And so for me, what I always preach to parents is, I stole this on it. It's been so long. I don't even know where I stole it from at this point. But it's highs, lows, buffaloes.
Okay.
So best part of your day, worst part of your day, and then something that happened that made you laugh. And then you also have to share yours. And so what was your best part of your day? What was the worst part of your day? What's something that's made you laugh so far today?
Excellent. That's a big takeaway.
Yeah, absolutely. Because then it's not like, what do you have for homework? The goal isn't parenting in that moment. The goal is attachment, attunement, and a relationship. And that's all you're trying to establish in that time. And then after that, you can talk about pragmatics for the day. You can talk about how much homework do you have? What's your plan?
So I think it's beautiful, really, truly. Best part of your day, worst part of your day, one thing that made you laugh.
Highs, lows, buffaloes.
Try that. And then get back to us in the chat tomorrow. It's excellent. Michael Klinker. Come back and see us sometime.
Oh my gosh, of course.
Yeah. Excellent info, that's for sure. Hey, one last story to just kind of send you all off with a smile. I don't know if you saw this video yet or not, but Des and I, we both loved it. Did you see this little 2-year-old otter pup getting his or her very first swimming lesson at the zoo at Point Defiance up in the Great Northwest in Tacoma? There's mom like, no, I told you, you go over this way. Ready? Okay, now just get in the water and come right back out. I mean, you're an otter. You got to get this figured out. The video from the zoo showed the little baby Asian small clawed otter being guided into the water. And we're told that